What's going on? How is everybody feeling? Making it to the end of another week. Super excited to be here with you all. Yeah, today we're talking about why your thoughts matter. And, just really this idea behind our subconscious programming and, the things that we think about. T, what's going on? I see you. Go ahead and yep, I got you. Sandra Jones, great to see you, sis. We'll get T in here and we'll get rocking and rolling. Oh, there he is.
What's up?
What is happening? All right, there we go. What's going on, Top? See you.
Oh, TOP in the house. What's
Yeah.
happening?
We
Miss
got Sandra
Son,
Jones.
Sandra. What's going on, Sandra?
What's going on, T? How you feeling?
Pretty good. Just kind of all over the place, so you can kind of.
Yeah, yeah, I can definitely see that there.
Yeah, I apologize.
I can
What's up?
definitely see that.
What's going down in the town in the his now?
Oh, everything. Everything. Man, let me tell you, my win for it'll probably be this whole month, or even going into next month, is that we were able to donate Leslie's car. So this thing has been giving her a headache. I don't know, the last like 3, maybe 4 years or something.
Uh huh.
Um, me the last two. And so today we were finally able to get rid of that thing and get that squared away. So that is a big win there.
Where did you donate it to?
Some charity. I think Driving for Successful Lives. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Now
yeah,
that's
some
funny. You know,
charity.
Rotary has a place. I totally forgot to tell you about that.
Yeah.
We got a place in Concord that we normally donate our vehicles as well. So, man, you just reminded me of that.
Okay. Look at that. Yeah. So just super happy. It was just like a whole situation. So many steps, like so many steps to be able to get to that end result and that final step. So just so thankful that it's over. What are some wins that you all have? Drop those in the comments. Something that you're grateful for. What you got, T?
Man, I am super happy that we were able to do that first master class on mastering your morning
Ooh,
routine. So that was
master.
yeah, that was actually pretty dope. I was expecting about 12 people. I think we had as many as 20 at one point, and I think when you're doing stuff for the first time, it's always like, okay, I don't really know what to expect, but I'm just going to put my best foot forward and do the best that I absolutely can when I can, right? So,
Hmm.
yeah, that was absolutely fire. So, I think the learning lesson is that we have to do things consistently, regardless to how we feel.
Mm.
Right? And because this is a common denominator that sometimes will go against the business because you don't feel a certain way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Top said his big win is he just finished Eat Smarter, and I'm about to actually start my audiobook of Eat Smarter by um,
Sean
Stephen
Stevenson. Yeah, no,
Sean
that's
Stevenson.
dope. Drop one of the biggest takeaways that you got from the book in the chat. I actually just put his book Sleep Smart Smarter in my Amazon cart, so I'm gonna grab that within the next couple weeks here for sure.
Anybody else got anything out there? Any other
I
top
don't
wins?
see I don't see any other wins. If you're just hopping on, make sure to drop those wins in the comments or let us know something that you're grateful for. Drop those wins in the comments. Yeah, no, that's what's up. Um, yeah, he has a lot of good information for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, no. He's actually probably one of the best ones out there when you relate it to some of the
So,
professionals and the depth of their knowledge and so forth. So that's actually pretty dope, too. All right, let's rock and roll. What is our topic for today? And let's get it rocking.
yeah, so today we're talking about why your thoughts matter. Why your thoughts matter. And what's interesting is that Top put in the chat, prior to even saying that, is that your thoughts control your outcome.
Yeah.
When you're talking about your feelings and not, feeling like doing what you said you were going to do, like that
Yep.
controls the outcome that you get, if you get the results that you're looking for or not.
Now, you know what? You want to know what's funny about just that alone is that my cousin CB, he has been being accountable to us for his workouts.
Mm-hmm.
And, Top has been on him and everything else. And it's like, but the point that I'm making is he told me the other day and said, hey, I've actually implemented a workout meditation so that I can overcome some of the temporary challenges of how I feel in working out.
That's next level right there.
Did you catch that?
That's next level.
Right? Because most of the time we are on autopilot throughout the day. And yes, we have 35,000 thoughts and decisions, plus or minus up to 50,000 thoughts that are kind of really autopilot.
Yeah.
But we have congruent, I apologize for the fire truck there.
It's all good.
But there are several dozen conscious thoughts that lead to our unconscious thoughts. Mm-hmm. And what he was saying was, I have to program my subconscious mind to help me overcome these temporary feelings and challenges that I have in my workouts. Yes. Yeah. I was like, oh, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So what are some things that we're having that we need to meditate, visualize, go to sleep on so that we can evolve our subconscious mind into what we are looking to accomplish? And by the way, your glasses look great today.
Thank you. And real quick too, I don't want to just speed past how you mentioned, we have around 36,000 thoughts up to maybe 50,000 thoughts. Being able to know and understand that 80% of those thoughts are negative. 80% of those thoughts are going to be negative, and 95% of those negative thoughts are going to be repetitive. And so you have to be very strategic and very intentional when you know that this is a challenge that I'm dealing with. So let me create a system. Let me create an environment that's going to allow me to overcome those challenges so I don't succumb to those negative thoughts.
Hey, it's simple but not easy. Mm-hmm. It's like we know, most of the time we know what to do, but most of the time we choose not to do it. A conscious decision is being made. Oh, I'll just take care of that later. Like it's not a part of your SOPs, your standard operating procedures, or it's not a part of your LOPs, your life operating principles. Like, we choose consciously not to do things at times because of how we feel. So if we can get to the point where we are strategizing, maximizing our subconscious mind to do the things that we need to do quickly, mm-hmm. And effectively, we will move our lives in a faster pace. And shout out to my mom, because I think my mom hopped on here.
What's happening, Mom? Let's
You know
go.
what I'm saying?
Let's
And I
go.
think I see brother Aaron in the house. What's up, Aaron? Coach
Yep.
Aaron in the house.
Yeah, we got Tiff, Juanita. We got everybody coming through. And so, just to kind of add to what you're saying, for me, I have to be intentional about creating and cultivating an environment that is going to allow me to continually think the positive thoughts that I need to think, continue to think the things that I'm looking to accomplish and achieve. Like, I have goals posted on my walls, I have sayings posted on the walls, I have my goals posted in the shower as far as these things that I'm looking to accomplish and achieve, and speaking them into existence as if they are. And I have to do that in order to combat all the negativity, all the doubt, all the fear, everything that we all experience as we go through our day to day. Being able to be intentional about creating that environment has
Yeah.
allowed me to take things to that next level.
Oh, 100%. That's good. I um you know that I've recently joined the IVV board, which is a international nonprofit who works in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a meeting the other day in the city of Orinda. So if you know the San Francisco Bay Area, we were at the Orinda Country Club meeting about this upcoming event. Okay. I say that to say, as we were there by the poolside going over these things, I was noticing an environment of peace.
Mm.
Like everybody in there was so peaceful,
Yeah.
as if they were living a life of paradise here on earth. I was like, ooh,
Yeah, it's different.
oh, it's different.
Yeah.
Like like I grew up in San Francisco as busy, 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 busy. I sure didn't grow up around a golf course.
Yeah.
So just in the last couple of years, I've seen different golf courses, but Orinda, I was telling Court, I was like, ooh, they do stuff different here.
Yeah.
I mean, the architecture, the landscaping, like hardly nothing was out of place.
Yeah, nah, and I'm just thinking, like, Leslie works in Orinda. Like, I've gone to, the high school multiple times. I haven't seen the golf course, haven't, been exposed to that environment or what that looks like. But it's something that's in the same city.
Yeah, same city, same city. Again, these children that were by the poolside will probably never experience poverty on a level that many of us have experienced. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm saying that there is an environment that shows you and I that people live differently and on many levels at a higher peace that most of us have ever come from. So I think now, yes, we live a lot better. Okay. But what the experiences you can't take away. So when negative experiences come up because of our subconscious mind, we have to train ourselves to pivot out of that negativity.
Yep. Yep. No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think for me, one of the things that has been an anchor for me to be able to do that in situations where, like, I'm getting frustrated or I'm feeling doubtful or I'm disappointed, being able to say my mantra, which allows me to speak, into existence what I'm looking to be and become, or who I'm looking to be and become, it jump starts, it provides a spark or a trigger to actually get me out of that negative space.
Yes. And what's your mantra?
I am disciplined, consistent, and demanding of myself.
Yeah. Yeah. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, focused, disciplined, and enthusiastic. I, again, it's simple, not easy. And I think the more trauma, the more tragedy, the more blind spots that we have in our lives, the more having a mantra and a mission statement for yourself, ourselves, our lives becomes so important to help us conquer any environment that we get into. Like, like I sit around these doctors and I'm just like, dang, this is crazy. Yeah, right? They ask me to be a part of a board that they feel like I can add value. And I think I can add value. In fact, I know I can add value. But the reality is our past experiences don't have to be our reality.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to shape our destiny. It really helps us be able to overcome anything that we are looking to be a part of.
Yeah, that's good. So let's look at, the self-awareness or the positive mindset or why thoughts matter from a DIS perspective, right? So you're someone who identifies as a pilot or a high D. Like what are some things that you look at when you're looking at, your thoughts and how they matter and, how they're kind of coming about from the behavioral perspective?
Yeah, I had to shift my LOPs in a way that slowed myself down because
Mm-hmm.
many times I offend a lot of people or I come off abrasive or I come off like, look, I'm not really wanting to hear you. Let's get to the results.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
But if I'm talking to an I and or an S, I really have to slow down. And then talking to a C, I really need to have my facts and my data points in order to speak intelligently to whatever that we may be talking to. So, what I have learned about myself is one, yes, I need to have the goal and what the project is, but I also need to take people through a wonderful journey or process by which we are looking to achieve an attempt. Because if it's not fun in the process, many people don't really care about the results. Even if you win, it
Mm-hmm.
becomes like, yeah, we won, but you
Yeah.
know, I don't feel
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
a certain way. So I learned to be more empathetic in my life operating principles towards others so that I can become, so that I can slow down a little bit. And then when I need to turn on the gas pedal a little bit, I can do that as well.
Yeah. Nah, that's good. And that's actually good for, something for me to note as I could kind of continue to grow into this D or the pilot role that like has just shot up tremendously. Like I want to be intentional about being mature about my behaviors and my tendencies and not immature and, acting out of emotion. So that's definitely something that's good for me to note as far as slowing down and still paying attention to the feel part of it. So
Yeah.
for me as a flight attendant, when I'm thinking about the self-awareness piece, I think that environment and the experience, just like you said, like the experience plays a huge part in what I'm looking to do and how I'm looking to accomplish things. Because I want to be able to create that for everyone. I want people to get something out of it. Like I care about how they experience and what they experience. And so for me, it's about, how they feel or how I feel, and creating that experience when it comes to the self-awareness perspective.
Yeah, yeah. And when you say experience, can you go a little deeper? Like, what type of experience do you normally look for in that journey?
Yeah, like just being like allowing people to have a good time, or for me being able to like have fun with what I'm doing or enjoying what I'm doing in the moment, like
Okay, so
providing that an enjoyable
does it
experience.
matter if you enjoy it, or does it matter more if those who are around you are enjoying it
Yeah.
more than you?
Yeah, I'm people focused more. So it's more so about the other people enjoying it. And I think maybe because of my ground score, my S, that's my third one down, but I think I'll sacrifice a little bit more to, have people's experience ahead of mine and what it is that I'm
Okay,
doing. Yeah.
okay.
Let's see. Top said, how does planning your day the night before control your thoughts? Oh, that's good. It's especially from the feel standpoint, right? Because you it causes you to not act upon your emotions, right? You've already written everything out. You said this is what you're going to do. So you don't have to make a decision about it. Like it shouldn't matter how you feel because you've already said that this is what the plan is.
In fact, it goes back to what Top and I is normally used to is the X's and O's. It's like if you know that you now have the ball, but you got to go down 80 yards to score touchdowns, your playbook is going to be a little different than you're being 30 yards out.
Mm-hmm.
Our plan for life needs to be congruent with our daily and weekly plan and activities. What do I mean? If I'm being really aggressive in the next 12 to 18 months, and I am on a lot of goals and objectives, my routine is different than if I didn't have these aggressive plans and objectives,
Yeah, it
right?
has to support it.
Yeah, our schedule needs to support a fix and a flex schedule. And I think sometimes that's kind of where many of us get lost, is that we don't really have a congruency in our fix and our flex schedule that mimics what our real goals and objectives are. You know what I'm saying? So how do we go about doing that? That's probably one of the most difficult things for us to actually do, is to really get clear on what that is so that we can be more effective,
Yeah.
because our emotions are good, but sometimes our emotions take us down the wrong road and really almost becomes irrelevant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even, when I'm thinking about the fix and the flex, like it's a guarantee that something is going to happen at some point. So being able to have a plan that's going to be able to support whatever it is that's happening, that still allows you to be aligned to your goals and congruent to your goals, like that is a cheat code, right? Because you can allow it to throw your whole day off, or you can identify what's happening and respond in the way of going into your flex schedule, which still allows you to have some kind of congruency or alignment with what it is that you need to do to accomplish those goals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How do you handle temporary challenges? I'm saying you. How do you handle temporary challenges when you don't feel like doing stuff?
Yeah, initially I revert back to that mantra, right? Because I need that trigger. I need that spark to help kind of get me out of that fog or get me out of whatever it is that I'm experiencing, especially if it's something that's like during the workday or I still have things to get done. Like I
Yeah.
have to get myself out of whatever it is that I'm in, within a allotted amount of time. If something happens, like yes, it's okay to feel, it's okay to experience the emotions, whichever, like whatever they may be. But I know that I ultimately still have things that I need to do. And if I'm gonna do that, I need to be able to jumpstart or get myself back into, where I need to be. Also, too, what I'll do is I'll watch some kind of ET video or some kind of motivational video when I don't feel like, doing what I said I was going to do. It's
Yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
about the experience and the environment for my preference and my behavior.
Yep, yep. Jess said, stop holding back. How do you do that? That's right. That's right. And you said something that was key, though. You said you implement triggers, right? And that is what we all need to do in our daily operating procedures. So we all have negative and positive triggers. So when we're flowing, you ever get an email or a text and you like, dang. Or you got a phone call from somebody that you don't want to answer. Trigger.
Yeah.
Triggers. I remember when I lost over $4 million, I hated getting phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew when I saw that number, trigger, trigger. So I literally had to put myself on a system. That's probably where LOPs came from, because I had to structure my day so tight that I couldn't worry about some of the stuff that I had to deal with, but I would put those negative stuff or things that I need to do in a specific time frame in the day. So when you and I have triggers, we have to make notation of, okay, yep, 1, 2, and 3, and 4 are triggers.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's just a reality because of our experiences.
Yep.
But on the flip side, we also have positive triggers. And you said it. Yours was, okay, let me take a look at of a few ET videos. Like there are triggers that help motivate us to get into our zone. And we have to do the same thing in our LOPs and SOPs to help us operate at a very, 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 very high level.
Yeah.
So whatever those triggers are, we can actually now put that into a fix like schedule, because if it's positive, then it should go into your fix schedule to help you create consistent momentum
Mm-hmm.
that helps you operate at a high level. The 5 a.m. Breakfast Club. I don't necessarily like going all the time, although I love seeing y'all and everybody else. But
Mm-hmm.
the reality is, I know it is a positive trigger.
Yep.
I there hasn't been one time in the last couple of years that I'm like, man, I shouldn't even came.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
Facts.
once.
Yeah.
Triggers should Positive triggers should be constructed into you and I's schedule to help us create a zone like lifestyle that is fun, that is energetic, that is obsessive, so that now we can start connecting with, yep, I'm starting to live a life of purpose.
Hmm. Yeah. Bree Jack said that she did walk under trees and got in sun because she needed a positive trigger today when she was stressed. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
good.
deep. It's not deep.
Yeah, yeah. These, again, life, purpose can be easily defined as what do we do for work in our SOPs? And then what do we do in our life in our LOPs? This equals a life declaration into our and who we are becoming. But it's not defined like that because we have so many things out there in the world, and you're like, I need to do this and I need to run this. I need all of those are important, I'm sure. But the reality is, are you and I living the best version of ourselves? We always ask the question, are you the best version of yourself? And if not, what are the gaps? So I'm asking you, are you the best version of yourself?
Oh, nope. Always room for improvement.
What is the immediate gaps?
Um, yeah, that's a good question. Really just staying disciplined.
Discipline,
Hmm. Yep.
discipline, consistency.
Which is why it's in my mantra. Absolutely.
Say your mantra again.
I am disciplined, consistent, and demanding of myself.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, so identify what is that one negative trigger that you may be experiencing, right? Bree Jack said when she was stressed earlier today, that was the negative trigger, being stressed, which all of us deal with. But she had a positive reinforcement for that. Let me get up, let me go out, let me get some sun, let me walk under these trees, see immediately shift that negative into a positive. So
that's good.
identify for you what is that one negative trigger and what is that immediate positive pivot that you can create and write out.
Yep, yep. I mean, I keep a journal. I mean, to be very frank, I mean, it ain't got to be deep for us. I mean, we just have to have systems to help us read and listen to our thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how do you reflect? You know?
Yeah.
You got to be
How,
able to self-assess.
how do you reflect? When you start going down a negative path or activity, what was that trigger that led you down that path?
Hmm.
Like many times, I know, like there's certain events that I won't go to just because I know it's a trigger.
Yeah.
Right? So if there's no intentionality to an event or a social environment, I may not go. Not that I don't want to support, but I can't go not because of you. I'm going because of me.
Hmm.
Like I know me and the self-forced errors that we do among ourselves normally is worse, 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 worse than what other people help contribute towards us. And so we have to be very, very, very careful with who we hang around with, who we talk to, so that we don't get caught in self-forced errors
Hmm.
that gives us triggers down a negative path.
Yeah. Real quick too, before we end this out, Top said that his gap is he's too laid back. And so I want to challenge you to identify, like, there's something that happens that kind of causes that momentum of being laid back or not, taking it as intentional or as serious. Like, what is that thing? Because that can be a part of that trigger. So if you're able to identify, what causes you to be a little bit laid back, a little bit more reserved, like what is that? How does that happen? When does it happen? Being able to identify that and then putting a system around that that's going to contradict or kind of give you the counter of what that is to help
Yep.
you speed up or to create that intensity.
Yep. And in fact, there's nothing wrong with being laid back. So the question is, are you laid back for an hour a day for 6 days a week, or are you doing it 3 hours a day times 5? That's a lot of laid back. So again, it's not wrong to be laid back. The question is, what am I doing when I am being laid back, which also equals resting, which also equals thinking and visualizing. Like now, what we can do is actually turn laid back into a constructive time frame that is a lot.
That's good.
Takes, CB did the same thing. CB said, look, I have a problem working out. So he said, during this resting time, I am going to shift and change my subconscious thoughts. So I'm going to listen to meditation because I know when I approach it again and in the future, hopefully it's going to, in my subconscious mind, is going to be like, all right, yep, let's go execute.
Yeah.
So laid back is not necessarily laid back. Laid back could really be more constructive ways, one, to relax, two, to help with the visualization or meditation that you may be doing, scheduling more TV time. Right, when we look at it from a week perspective, if we're doing 10, 20 hours of laid back, that may be a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you are doing that without your spouse, look, it can be done more productive. So whatever that is, it has to have some intentionality to your LOP. So that when you're working in your SOPs and now you're ready to relax in your LOPs, now we can be more constructive with what we are formulating to be the very best version of ourselves.
Yeah, no, and I think what you said just really hit it on the head in terms of, because we both know that he has a high C personality or behavior. So, and he said in the comments, he's typically analyzing. That's why he's laid back. So being able to actually create some time, intentional time about like, okay, during this period or twice a day, whatever the case may be, this is where I'm going to spend this time analyzing, reflecting, being observant, whatever that may be. So when you're not in that specific time frame, you shouldn't be laid back. Like you should be, on the move. You should be moving with intentionality to kind of help offset that analyzing, overthinking, throughout the whole day or extensively.
Yep. Jamal said exactly. The subconscious mind can be riddled with negatives. Mantras jumpstart solve those riddles. And he's right. Again, we say start off saying your mantra 7 to 12 times a day, but in reality, what we're saying is you should be saying it at a minimum 32 times a day. Like to really unthaw out the negative subconscious thoughts that have been ingrained and ingrained in our experiences. Muhammad Ali would say his mantra is 100 times per day, minimum. So you and I starting at 7 to 10 is a jump start, but we got to get to where we're saying it 32 times a day minimum to start thawing out some of the negative experiences.
Because remember, we said 36,000 thoughts per day. We have 36,000 thoughts per day or more. 80% of those thoughts are negative. And of those 80%, 95% of those negative thoughts are repetitive. So you have to be intentional about creating that positive trigger, that positive environment, that positive saying over and over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah. And this helps shape who we are and who we are looking to be and become. I was watching Coach Aaron and Coach Tommy last week. They did a great podcast, IG.
Yep,
and Tommy was like, look, this is who I am. This is who I am becoming. We have to get into our systems where we are implementing, executing at a very, very high level. Now, what's high level? High level for you and me may be different. But the reality is we're asking ourselves, are you and I the very best version of ourselves? Mm-hmm. And if we are not, then our fixed schedule needs to reflect
how to be and become.
Let me rewind. Our fixed schedule doesn't mean that we are the best version of ourselves. It means that we are working to perfect ourselves into a life operating principle that will help us execute at a very, very high level. Mm-hmm. So you have morning, evening routines, you have evening routines. Your morning routines is only as good as your evening routines. Yeah. And again, it's not about time. It's about creating a momentum that helps you become the very best version of you. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, focused, disciplined, and enthusiastic. I am happy, healthy, wealthy, focused. I am not always focused. I be like all over the place.
Facts.
But I'm reminded.
Yeah.
This is how I need to show up when I need to show out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Well, I think right now it's about time that we wrap it up, and just, going off of what you mentioned about morning routines and night routines, please let everybody know about your masterclass, your free masterclass that you're doing on the mastering your morning routine.
Yeah, we got a bunch of master classes coming up over the next several weeks. So watch out for those registrations. We'll put something up in the bio in the next 24 to 48 hours with the help of Coach Ash that will have a link to be able to get registered. But look, Derek just said incremental progress. He had a great meme the other day that sometimes we have goals that are so big that they're just super hard to reach. Like, we just need to have simple progress goals that will help you get some wins under your belt. Like, you don't need to go for the title just yet. We want to go for the momentum. We want to get the belt. We want to be the champ. And I get it. But how about we win the incremental small steps of our LOPs and our SOPs? Yeah. This will help us actually execute at a very, very high level. So I'll wrap up with this. CB said he puts on meditation before he goes to sleep. What are you and I doing to advance our subconscious mind in the direction that is making you and I the very best version of us. Because remember, it's not the subconscious mind that really is in the driver's seat. It's our subconscious minds that we are reacting
Yeah,
to,
not the conscious mind.
not the
Yeah.
conscious mind, the subconscious mind. So, what are we doing to our subconscious mind to help us create autopilot reactions, execution, tap away from the emotional barometer that is going to help us execute at a very high level?
Yo, real quick, I was just thinking about a time where I was driving home from work, or I was getting going somewhere, and I don't remember how I got there. And like literally how scary that is to think that I'm on autopilot to where I don't even, remember the turns or directions or like nothing. I'm just, just subconsciously, I know that I've done this 1,000 times. This is where you're supposed to go. This is where I'm supposed to turn.
Oh,
And it just, if you have those negative thoughts replaying on autopilot, that's dangerous.
oh
It's
no.
so dangerous.
Oh, it's even better. Where you and I are is because of the subconscious decisions that we have made in our lives.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So you and I have ended up parked where we're at.
Yeah.
Yep. That was a great analogy because we don't realize what we don't think about often enough to get us to the destination of where we're going in life.
Yep. So, man, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys got some value from this, drop a 1 in the comment. Let us know that you got some value from this. Make sure to share this with 2 other people who you think can be blessed by this. We just appreciate you all. Make sure to tune in for the masterclass. It'll be this Tuesday, 8 a.m. PST. We'll have the link in the bio within the next 24 hours. It's a free masterclass. Make sure that you guys tap in and just come get this value.
Come get it. Come get it. Come get it. Come
And
master
yeah,
those.
yes, that is the goal, Arsenio. That is the goal. Make sure you register for that masterclass. We need to see you on there, okay? We appreciate everybody. Thank you guys so much for the love, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same day.
Same time. See you guys. Peace out. Woo!
Let's win.